Hey guys, how's it going? This is Khan and welcome to episode 97 of Good or Garbage, the number one place where you can find out what stuff is being sold in the division on a weekly basis, from top to bottom, everything you're going to need to know. Now this week, I gotta admit, is a bit of a slow week. It's not really a whole lot going on, so definitely go down in the description below, check the timestamps. You can click on the little time right before each item to see exactly where in the video that stuff is to get more details, and you can also look down in the bottom and check the heads up to see what stuff is not really in the video but may help your build. It may be good for you, may be garbage for somebody else. But either way, you have the information to know what is going on this week. So without wasting any more time, let's get into episode 97, Good or Garbage. Alright guys, so let's start off this week with the placeholder gear. Alright, at the placeholder gear, before we get started in talking about this, I want to give a disclaimer. I'm changing things this week a little bit to make sure that this placeholder stuff is a little bit closer to where it needs to be. Now, from now on, unless you guys say so, I'm going to be only recommending gear score 280 and above for this placeholder stuff for the gear sets. Now, of course, if you can get a classified gear set, that is always the best way to go. The regular gear items are pretty much useless at this point, and everyone wants only the classifieds because they have a higher stat roll. Now, with that being said, before I recommended some things that were under 280, and it just takes too much division tech, and honestly, you don't want to waste any division tech on this stuff in the first place. So if you guys are 100% cool with that, let me know in the comments. If you disagree and would like to see things that are still under the 280 mark, then you still want to use that stuff, then let me know in the comments below. If we can get enough people who want to support that idea, then I'll continue it that way. But otherwise, I think that anything under 280 is kind of a waste of time, and quite frankly, if it's not classified, it's pretty much garbage anyway. Now, with all that being said, the only item I've seen so far this week is in DZ6, and it is the FireCrest holster. Now, this holster is at a bare minimum 280 gear score. Comes in with 980 armor, 1169 firearms, 1223 stamina, 1254 electronics, and 22% reload speed. If you are desperate for FireCrest and you did not get what you needed from the other global event, I'm very sorry for you. I hope that you can finally find what you're looking for, but this is the only piece that I've seen so far this week at 280, and yeah, that's about it. Leave a comment, let me know what you guys think about this placeholder gear section. This one is kind of been the debate for a little bit, so please let me know down below. In DZ9, there is a 281 FireCrest chest piece being sold. This chest piece comes with 1929 armor, 1267 stam, 5% health on kill, 10% exotic damage resilience, and 54% ammo capacity. If you are looking for something to kind of placeholder for a little while, if you didn't get the pieces you needed from the classifieds, you can go ahead up to DZ9 and check this out. But again, as always, when it comes to these gear sets, you are definitely in need of the classified if you don't have them. They are far superior to the normal sets, so go ahead, look for those classifieds, but in the meantime, you can go to DZ9 and check this out. Alright, now let's move on to the attachments for this week. At the Crypt, there's an improved iron sights being sold with 13% stability, 3% critical hit chance, and 6% headshot damage for sale. If you are looking for something like this, add a little bit more stability, get a little bit more crit chance, and then do some extra damage, then this could work out pretty well for you. So head on over to the Crypt and check it out. In DZ5, there is a very nice high velocity magazine being sold with 7% critical hit chance, 4% critical hit damage, and 5.6% rate of fire increase. If you need one of these for one of your larger magazine size weapons like an LMG or the PP19, you can definitely go to DZ5's vendor and pick it up. There's also an SR7 suppressor with 18% critical hit damage, 2% accuracy, 2.5% critical hit chance, and 43% reduced threat. These things do get a bit better, so you know, if you have something better than this, you might as well leave it alone. But if you don't and you want to try something out, then go for it. DZ5, go check it out. At East 61st Street, there is a heavy magazine spring being sold with 4% critical hit damage, 3% critical hit chance, and 11% rate of fire. If you are trying to get those bullets down range fast and you want to maximize your crit chance and crit damage, this is the way to go. If you want to use this for the PP19 or some kind of high magazine LMG, this is the place to go. East 61st Street. Now let's go take a look at this week's gear mods. Over in the cavern, there is a prototype firearms mod with 262 firearms and 1% critical hit chance being sold. The critical hit chance mods have been very popular as of late, so if you are looking for something to give you a little bit more firearms with crit chance, or to add some firearms to unlock a talent and get that crit chance for the weapon of your choice, then definitely go over to the cavern and check it out. At East 34th Street, there is a 7% support station range mod being sold for all of you healers out there and for all of you reclaimer builders out there. This is one to go and look at if you don't have any support station range mods available. Go ahead and check it out over at East 34th Street. At East 64th Street, there's a firearms mod with 252 firearms, 3090 skill power being sold. I'm only throwing this in here because the actual reason why I'm bringing you to East 64th Street is because of this 6% first aid self-heal. If you are a lone wolf, or you prefer to heal yourself, or find yourself needing to heal yourself because you don't have a healer, or your healer is kind of busy doing other things, then you could go for this 6% self-heal and try and keep yourself alive. If you are looking for this, East 64th Street is the place to go. At the special equipment vendor in the base of operations, there is an electronics mod being sold with 261 electronics. This also comes with 3% signature ability resource gain. So as you use this, you will get 3% more of your super back. And if you are running a very high electronics build, this could work out for you. Or if you're trying to put some electronics into your build, this could work out for you as well. 261 is nothing to be laughed at. 267 is about as high as it gets. So if you are looking for something like this, go ahead and check it out. At the base of operations at the gear vendor near the door exit, there is an electronics mod being sold with 260 electronics. This one comes with 2,986 skill power as well. So if you are heavily invested in your skills and into electronics, if it's your main source of damage, you may want to go and take a look at these if you don't have any mods that are better than this. Now let's take a look at the good rolled weapons and gear with garbage gear scores. At East 40th Street, the Dark Zone vendor has a specialized bag with a 274 gear score. Specialized bags are still pretty good and viable, especially with some of the electronics builds, namely the Tactician not really living up to a lot of its expectation. Now this bag, of course, is rolled pretty nicely, but the thing is that the gear score is not that great, which means the stat numbers are a bit low. Now the armor on this is 1,247. The electronics comes in at 1,211. This one is rolled with health 12,461 and 55% ammo capacity. So if you have been looking for a specialized bag and you are very desperate, then you can go over and check this one out. At the advanced weaponry vendor in the base of operations, there is a military G36 at a gear score of 272. Pretty sad gear score, but yeah, the talents on it are not that bad. It's coming in with talent 1, we have Unforgiving, which will give you more damage as you lose health. Number 2 is Swift. If you are in the middle of a fight, you run out of bullets, Swift is going to get you right back in there so much faster. And then we have Focus. When no skills are on cooldown, your weapon damage is increased by 10%. Basically, this is for the build if you are not running in really too much into your skills. If you are getting most of your healing either from an ally or from med kits, this could work out really well for you. You won't be using skills, so you get that extra 10% damage. Your reload will be so much faster so that you can kill those guys even quicker. And if you are on the verge of death, hopefully you've reloaded with Swift and you can put them down with that extra 25% damage. If you are picking up this weapon or something like it, let me know in the comment section below. If you are a fan of the G36, I'm kind of curious. I know a lot of people don't like the G36. G36. Some people do, and some people like the M4s. Let me know in the comments below, which do you think is better, the G36 or the M4s? Over at the meat locker, there is a classic AK-47 being sold with 22% enemy armor damage, unforgiving, predatory, and destructive. This is a great PvE weapon that you could use to basically tank a lot of damage and deal a lot of damage at the same time. The AKs, basically the 47s and the 74s, both have really good base damage. If you know anything about the AKs, they don't do as much burst damage because of their slower rate of fire at 600 RPM, but because you are getting extra damage as you lose health with unforgiving, and you get your health back with predatory as you kill things, plus with destructive to have that extra enemy armor damage, and on top of all of that you have 22% enemy armor damage, which is very close to the max. This is not a bad PvE weapon if you are face tanking or shooting a lot of stuff and still taking damage. You could check this out. Again, this is in the garbage gear score section, so this could also even be improved. So if you find something like this, you may want to go and check it out. And if you haven't tried with the AKs yet, give them a try. They could be a lot of fun for PvE. I definitely do not recommend them so much for PvP, although some people do like the Warlord, but personally, as a personal preference, I'd stick with the M4s. Now let's take a look at the 280 to 283 gear score items. At the last call, there's a PP19 being sold, and it comes with a gear score of 283. This one has 21.5% critical hit chance. The talents are ferocious, responsive, and hurried. Now, if you are an SMG user, you know that responsive is probably one of the best talents to have on one of these weapons. It does come with ferocious, which could push you into the PvE category, but that does not mean that you can't roll it off and maybe put something like deadly in the slot. Now, the thing about the PP19, if you are new to the division, is that the RPM is at 700, but the problem is that the damage is not that great for these weapons, but the magazine size is where it shines. So if you are running some kind of defense build with the shield, this is a lot of fun to have, where you just constantly lay down bullets. You can put on an extended magazine if you want to have over 100 bullets in the mag, or you could go for something like a heavy magazine spring, get a little more crit chance, crit damage, and a slight bump to magazine size, but a nice rate of fire bump. This could work out really well for you. So if you decide to pick up one of these PP19s, if you don't have one, try it out. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, and let me know, what do you do about ferocious? Do you keep it or do you trash it? At Camp Clinton, at the special equipment vendor, there is a Centurion being sold with a gear score of 281. This one comes with Fierce, which is not a bad talent to have. The critical hit chance is increased by 5% while using this weapon. So if you are looking for a Centurion to go along with your Liberator, this is not a bad one to get at a gear score of 281. Now, the next thing to look at in this special equipment vendor is the 282 Historian. This one coming with Proficient. It also comes with Intense, and it comes with History Repeats. Now, Intense works very, very well with the FireCrest builds. So if you are running FireCrest, this could work out pretty nicely for you. It will give you even more chance to apply fire once you shoot with this. And then with Proficient, the first bullet out of combat gives you a 50% critical hit chance strike. So if you are running a very high crit build and you're not running the FireCrest, you may want to change out Intense, maybe put Deadly. If you are running Intense and you're not really all that happy with Proficient, since it is only once in a while, you could switch that out for something else. Now, looking at other weapons at the special equipment vendor, we have the 282 Custom M44. I really like this weapon as someone who loves playing sniper. This is not a bad sniper, and at 282, this is kind of worth a look. Now, the thing about this is it comes with a Vicious, it comes with Accurate, and it also comes with Predatory. The main reason why I'm recommending this weapon is because a lot of the sniper builds are very heavily invested into firearms and not so much into stamina or electronics. And with that being said, with Predatory, if you do get a kill, you will get some stamina or some health back. And that works very well in hand with Vicious, because Vicious critical hit chance is increased by 10% if you have more than 2 segments of health. So as long as you stay in cover, capped off, and getting those kills and then getting your health topped off, you will get 10% more crit chance, and in that case you can re-roll Accurate and maybe put something like Deadly in to maximize your damage and your health potential. So if you are looking for something like these weapons, definitely go to the special equipment vendor and go and pick them up. All right, guys, that is it for this week's episode 97 of Good or Garbage. I can't believe it's been 97 weeks in a row that I have been doing these vendor resets, and it hasn't been any of that 5-minute garbage. It's been straight in-depth stuff, letting everybody know what's been sold. I can only say thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel. I actually looked back today and saw that I had footage spanning all the way back to early 2016 for the vendor reset stuff. You guys are just awesome. I really feel motivated every time I do these videos and every time I have live streams and you guys come through and support. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the little bell notification so that you can find out when we do a video or a live stream. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, all that other stuff. If you need to know my Twitch, is down below right here. And don't forget to check out the timestamps and the heads up in the description down below. And yeah, I hope you guys have a really safe, happy, fun, sexy Valentine's Day. And until next time, I'm out.